Ho, 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 and happy holidays. I adore this time of year, partly because I love the way my home looks, feels, and smells when it's dressed for the holidays. I love getting out the familiar decorations and reliving the memories that go with them. So come along with me as I share some of my favorite holiday quilts and decorations. Since your company, I'll take you in the front door. I used to make a bigger deal of this front entry display, but we almost never use this entrance anymore. The Santa is from the 40s and was given to my mother-in-law when she was a child. The gloves were long gone by the time she gave it to me, so I made a pair of mittens to fill in. This is just a fun little panel quilt in the entry. And the joy wall hanging was something I won at my guild holiday party. Turning now to look into the living room. This is my favorite room to decorate for the holidays. My go-to decorating is red, white with lots of white lights and poinsettias, and the yellow in this room lets that pop. There's my baby girl Lilo up on the couch. Heading into the family room. This room is the domain of our dogs. The Merry Christmas banner by the door is also something I won at my guild holiday party. We put in new flooring and we're still waiting on the new door that's going to go in there, so that's why all the trim is missing. This is the very first quilt I ever made. That's kind of the one that started me down this path. It's a red, green, and cream double Irish chain. I saw it in a quilt shop and I said, oh, I have to make that. And well, there we went. The stockings I made from tapestry fabric, and I used velvet and some upholstery trim for the cuff. So there's my doggies' cabanas, and there's my doggies. Lilo is the poodle, and Stitch is the terrier. Hello, babies. I always put my Christmas tree in this corner window, and it can get hot in the window, so I use an artificial tree, which also allows me to keep it up from just after Thanksgiving until New Year's. I also put poinsettias in my Christmas tree, and because you can see the tree from the outside, I have it placed on a giant Lazy Susan, so I can spin the tree around and decorate it on all its sides. This Christmas is Coming Countdown Treats calendar is the most handwork I've ever done on a quilting project. The designs on each pocket were painted and then hand embroidered. The border edging on the pockets were strip sets, and the border edging was all hand embroidered. You can bet that I refuse to put anything in the pockets that could possibly melt or stain. I use lots of garlands with white lights and poinsettias and other picks in gold, red, and green. I keep the color scheme the same for all the garlands in the house and my tree, so even using the same fills and pick pieces on both. That way, even as the garlands are replaced or added to over the years, they have a continuity that makes them look like they belong together. Some of our regular decor, like this small bust, are incorporated into the holiday scheme. This apron with the super cute vintage Christmas print had enough red on it that it got to stick around for the holidays. Topped with my Santa cap. Here is a table topper I made for my mom. She sent the pattern and fabrics along with a honeydew request. So honey did, and when Mom passed, I reclaimed it. I used my pattern design, Not Your Granny's Churn Dash, for the quilt on the back of the couch. That design is also available at laurettakreitz.com. Here is another countdown calendar, keeping company with my Jim Shore and Russian Santas. Before I became a professional quilter, I was a costume designer with the Los Angeles Opera. And I brought one of the Russian Santas home with me from St. Petersburg when I worked on an opera there. My husband and I have a collection of teddy bears, so this little family is perfect for the season. Red is my favorite color for decorating because it works great for Christmas, Valentine's, and Memorial Day through 4th of July. So lots of items pull double or even triple duty for the seasons. The Santas on the mantle are vintage andirons, but I've never used them in my fireplace. This year they're on the mantle, but before we had dogs, they held the French doors open. That pillow that says Joy, I just flip it over for the rest of the seasons. This is an original art quilt I made called White Lace on Red Velvet. I used netting, couching, hand embroidery, and buttons to mimic the design of an antique lace handkerchief. And I love these lifelike battery-operated candles which work on a remote. I always feel like Harry Potter when I turn them on and off each day. It's magic. This little quilt is called Feathered Christmas, and the pattern is available in my shop. The wall looks a little bare, but I'll be surrounding the quilt with Christmas cards once I open them. For now, all the Christmas cards are waiting in this holiday envelope. I made this curtain for Christmas, but I liked it so much, I keep it up all year. A couple of cookie jars on top of my fridge, and of course another poinsettia. The poinsettias are all fake too. That way I don't have to remember to go around and water anything. This is Holiday Charms. It's another of my designs for colored pencil, available as a PDF from my shop at laurettakreitz.com. I have it clipped to a wreath hanger. It's another option for mini quilt display, which places it at a different level than my other display hangers. Another panel quilt. This one had duplicates of the mittens and hat and scarves that you glued onto felt and then attached to the surface of the panel for a 3D effect. I have red curtains with white polka dots in this room. The table topper is another prize that I won at my guild holiday party. Norman the teddy bear is wearing Grandpa's tie and a wreath of ivy. He usually gets to wear the Santa hat, but it's busy this year. I do a lot of what I call rinse and repeat, putting many of the decorations in the same places as the previous year, but I always move a few things around and add and discard a few things each year to keep it fresh. This is another double Irish chain quilt, this time red and white. Can you tell that I like Irish chain quilts? This was the first class that I taught at a quilt shop. The red and white dishes were already on display. I just added the Saint Nick. Here is another of my designs available as a PDF to color. This one is called So Frosty. My blue guest room is a bit of a problem child. It doesn't play as well with my usual color scheme for the holidays. So one day I will make a blue and white snowflake quilt for this room. But until then, it just gets a touch of holiday decorations. And it is being guarded by my quilt Boba Fett. It's another of my original art quilts. This one features a lot of painted Tyvek. I use that for his armor and his weapons. We're almost done. Let's head out to look at the lights on the house. It's finally cooled off here in Southern California. I used 2 different styles of icicle lights cable tied together to get the fullness I wanted on the eaves. And I have more garland looped along the front of the house, finished with white lights and red bows. Thank you for watching. And from my home to yours, best wishes for a holiday season full of love, joy, and peace.